Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with chapter 7, Getting to Know Plants. Now, children, you know that life is impossible without plants. Plants are autotrophs. They prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and all organisms are dependent on plants for their food, maybe directly or indirectly. That is, herbivores, they also depend on plant directly. They take the green part of the plant, they eat the green part of the plant, the green leaves and other plant product. When we talk about carnivores, they indirectly depend on plant for their food. So we cannot think of life without the plant. And you all know that the plants are autotrophs. That means plants prepare their own food. And how do they do it? They do it by the process of photosynthesis. And leaves, as you all know, are the most important parts of a plant which take part in the process of photosynthesis. So today, children, we are going to start with the topic how the plants are classified on the basis of size. Now, you all have come across with the plants which have got various sizes. Some of them are very short, some of them have middle size, and then some of them are very tall. So, depending upon that, we have classified plants into three categories: herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs means those plants which are less than 3 to 4 feet in height and are of less than your height. So these are called herbs. When we talk about shrubs, these are those plants which have medium size. They have a height more than 3 to 4 feet. Common example, China rose and pomegranate. Then we have plants which are very tall in size and which are more than your body height. Such type of plants are called trees. Now, let us discuss what are the features of herbs, shrubs, and trees. Now, children, talk about herbs. These herbs are those plants which have very small in size. Height is less than 3 to 4 feet, and most importantly, their stem is soft, green, flexible. It can be easily bent. Those plants are called herbs, and these plants, they do not have much branch. Common example, sunflower, then you have mustard. These plants do not have a great height. Most important thing is that the stem is very green in color and flexible. Coming to the next, that is shrubs. These are medium size plant, and these plants, they have a stem which is woody and green but not that much strong like that of a tree, and they can also not be bent. They are not as flexible as the stem of a shrub. Common example, China rose, pomegranate, rose. Now we'll talk about this China rose. This is one of the most common flowers which is found in our surrounding. We have which is called shoe flower or gudhal, and this flower is in different colors. Coming to pomegranate, or what we call the anar, that is also a plant which is a shrub. Importantly, you should know that in case of shrubs, branching takes place. Where we have no branching or very less branching in case of herbs, but in case of shrubs, branching takes place. And these branching are near to the base of the stem. Now coming to the trees. Now these are those plants which have very tall height, and the stem is very strong. So there is a specific word used for the stem of trees, and that is called trunk. So trunk is the woody stem which is dark brown in color and cannot be easily broken. It is not at all flexible, very strong. So such type of is called the trunk. And we have many examples. Commonly, you know, mango, neem, apple, guava, all these are trees. Important thing, in case of trees, branching is also there, but that branching is above from the base of the stem. Now children, apart from these, you also have seen watermelon, you must have seen cucumber, bottle gourd, and commonly money plant. Have you ever seen that these plants are standing erect? No, children, these plants cannot stand erect because these plants also have weak stem. And these plants are put in a special category, that is climbers and creepers. Both climbers and creepers have weak stem, and because of which they cannot stand erect. And if support is provided, then in case of climbers, these support if given, these climbers can stand on their own, can stand erect. Common example is money plant. If you have a money plant in your garden, then you must have seen it, we provided with the support, then the stem of the money plant coil around it and can stand erect. So those plants which can stand erect when provided with the support and have a weak stem, such plants are called climbers. Coming to the next category, that is creepers. Now, if you have seen pumpkin, or if you have seen bitter gourd, or if you have seen cucumber. Now these plants, they also have weak stem, but you never find that these plants are standing erect. These plants, they creep on the ground, they crawl on the ground. Even if you provide them with the support, they are not going to stand erect. So these plants are called creepers. Now children, coming to the next topic, that is parts of a plant. We can categorize parts of a plant into two categories. One is called root system and second is called shoot system. When I say root system, I mean the part of the plant which is under the soil, which is the underground part of the plant. And you all know that root is that part of the plant which is under the soil, or which is the underground part of the plant, creamish or brownish in color, and then the part of the plant which is above the ground, all those parts come under shoot system. In shoot system, we have parts like stem, leaves, internode, node, fruits and flowers. Now coming to the function of root. Now children, root it provides anchorage to the plant. If root is not there, the plant will not be in its position. That is, root fixes the plant to its place. It holds, it keeps the plant in its position. Coming to the next part, that is the stem. That part of the plant which is above the soil, that is called the stem. Stem is just like the backbone in case of human being. Just like a backbone helps us in standing erect, in the same way this stem helps in keeping the plant erect. If stem is not there, the plant will not be erect. Now on the stem, we have branches, we have leaves, flowers and fruits. Now coming to the leaves. As you all know that leaves are green in color and they perform the most important function, that is photosynthesis. They are green as they have a green colored pigment, that is chlorophyll present in them. Now coming to that part of the stem on which leaves and branch arises. So that part on the stem from which leaves and branches arises, that part is called as the node. Now, as you see in this diagram, this part from which the leaf is arising, that is called the node. And the distance between these two nodes is called internode. So, what is internode? The distance between two nodes is called as an internode. Coming to the next part, that is the flower, the most beautiful and the colorful part of the plant, which definitely attract. That is the flower, and most importantly, flower take part in the process of reproduction. Coming to the next part, that is the fruit, that is our flower after reproduction changes into fruits. Now children, we can also classify the plant parts into two categories. One is called vegetative part and one is called reproductive part. Now what I mean by vegetative part, the part starting from root till node, internode and branches. Those parts are called vegetative part. Now vegetative part means those parts of the plant which help only in the growth of the plant. They are responsible for increasing the height and weight of the plant, but they do not take part in reproduction. That is, they do not give rise to a new plant. So those parts of the plant which are basically involved in growth of a plant, they are called the vegetative parts. And in vegetative part, we have root, stem, leaves, internode and node. Coming to the reproductive part, these are those parts of the plant which help in reproduction and help in producing a new plant. So we have flower and fruit. Flower changes into fruits on reproduction. So children, today we have covered plants. We have classified them into three categories. is on the basis of size. Then we have discussed parts of a plant. We have differentiated between climbers and creepers, and then we have also discussed that what parts are the comes under root system and what comes under shoot system and what are the vegetative and the decorative parts of the plant. Children, I hope the topic is clear to you. Thank you, children.